So that's 4.2 gigabytes and 1 hour and 59 minutes of material that I just recorded that I really don't need on this computer right now. So it turns out I was right. God, I spent 2 hours, over an hour on that little thing that's not even that tall. Just, jeez. So it's been about 20 minutes since I did all that recording. Like I need a break, I need a breather, and all those things, because I need to move on to the next thing. Um, I'm not entirely certain why I did this one. Um, as I mentioned in the previous videos, uh, what was it? Dia V2, and this is the Alpha Plus repaint, so I don't need to say it over and over. Dia V2, again, I'll say it again, the molds look great, and what they transform into looks great, and how they function looks great. It's just the figure is so small, and there's a lot of connection points that are questionable, that I was starting to regret the purchase. But as time has gone on, I'm like, okay, I found workarounds. I mean, when you take care of the new car smell of any transforming and combining figure, there's always that first initial hesitation of where do you put things and blah blah blah, things like that. By the way, I'm going to quickly point out so that I forget. I ultimately settled on, I think these are called the hammer magnums for the pistols, as I referred to them. I kept those on the top, and then the standard barrels, cannon barrels on the bottom. So the longer ones were just more trouble than they were worth, and I was not entirely thrilled with it. But ironically, having flat pieces of plastic for these two skids specifically, um, in the places that they were expected to fold into, turns out it's just more trouble than it was worth. So I was like, you know what? He's carrying a pair of pistols on his shoulders. I can live with that. So he's got a little bit of DACA, he's got a little bit of pew, and then he's got other stuff. So I can kind of live with that. And kind of big powered GVIMS kind of fills the gap for the long range combat or the long range firepower and stuff like that, the heavy stuff. So having a pair of pistols and then just some common pew, that's kind of enough for me. So yeah. Couple of quality of life issues have popped up over time. For one, these, what was that? That was embarrassing. These joints, they have friction, but they've lost all click. They don't click into position anymore. So there's that. These antennas still are tilted slightly inwards, and I can't really do anything about that. The head is still pointed off center. I still have not attached the. Am I pointing the right side? Yeah, the magnet. I never put the magnets on. I still have the all. Is it 1, 2, 3? Yeah, I still have the 3 Dia-nauts, but they're in the box. And maybe I shouldn't be doing this right now. Whatever. Even if you release it, you have to push it in to get it to fully extend. Like I shouldn't have to, but I have to push it all the way in. So like it does automatically go in, but it only goes in about halfway, and then you have to push it the rest of the way. In any event, the head it's just nothing. I'm not kidding when I say there's absolutely no bite on the ball joint, none whatsoever. And even if you do put it in properly, the head does not turn to side. It just can't. It doesn't turn side to side. It can't do it. There's not enough clearance on the back, on the sides, or even on the front. Just so it's just frustrating. And then if you try to force it, oh look, the head popped off, and there's just no bite on that joint whatsoever. So I'm still not. I'm still not happy about that. And I haven't heard anybody else. If anybody who's watching this video, if you have a Dia V2, any version, let me know if that's an issue with you, where the head just pops off right away, or if you can't turn the head. Let me know if either one of those is a case. Pull this out, hold this down, and snap that down. Okay, so yeah, that's the issue with this. Battles 3, no trouble really. So it's just okay, it's fine, whatever. That's fine. And then we've got Battles 02. The wings are still incredibly thin, and I'm still not happy about that. By extension, this panel here is kind of sort of O-shaped panel, is also thin. Oops, That's okay. There's barely any friction on this. This pops off so easily. Considering how hard it is to attach this thing to other places, it's annoying how easy it is to put it on there, but also how annoying it is to pull it off. Just saying. Um, anyways, this panel should absolutely not be used as leverage to push against here in order to push something else. You shouldn't be, just because of how thick, or rather how thin, the plastic is. But you kind of don't have a choice on the matter. So you just have to kind of go at it on a case by case basis, and I really don't like that idea. The arms are fine. The wings are thin. They're worryingly thin. But somehow it's managed to survive all this time. Now, of course, because I'm an adult collector, or rather, I'm just a collector. Kids don't really collect. Whatever. Shut up, Ava. Because I'm an adult collector, I know to be careful with the wings. But that being said, even as an adult collector and collecting for over 20 years now, over 25 years, I've been collecting, transforming robots and such. Those wings still have me worried. So, yeah. And the other thing that I always complain about, I'm just reiterating here, the other thing I complain about is attaching these two and then detaching them. It's gotten a little easier, and I mean just a little easier, to actually have them snap and then snap. It's gotten a little easier in terms of how much bite there is on each of these C-clips. So that's not as bad as it used to be, but it is still an issue. It's still absolutely an issue. Complaints are still the same. They've gotten lesser over time, but they haven't really been solved. So it's still a bit of an issue. Now, as I mentioned in the previous video, which was supposed to be the start of this video, I had a bit of issue with Dia-Battles V2, but for the most part, it was okay. Like I said, I gave it 4. Ultimately, I settled with 4 stars instead of 3.5. Whatever. But I also said that there was something else I wanted to get at the same time, but couldn't afford at the time because money. So I shut my mouth, and lo and behold, my plan worked. And ultimately, I ended up with Cosmos Battles number 2. Cosmos Battles V2. No, it's not V2. It's just Cosmo Battles 2. This is a supplementary set, and more or less replaces, more or less nothing. It does replace this. So if you've got Dia-Battles V2 and you buy this, this is a complete replacement for this. So this thing, the standard Battles 02, just gets put off to the side when you're dealing with Cosmo Battles 02. So that is what we are dealing with today. Now, the interesting thing about Cosmo Battles 02, I mean, it's either Battles or Cosmo Battles 2. That's how the naming convention works. Basically, when you get this, means you can make exactly the same modes that you could with the regular Battles 02. So you can see there's Battles Trizer mode. There's what's this called? Scramble mode. There's scramble mode. There's manual mode, and then down here there's the two vehicle versions. Fortress and Glide. I can't read this backwards because it's backwards on my screen. And then you have an alternate version of the Bullet Fighter. It attaches to Battle 01, and no, it doesn't. It attaches in the same way. Disregard. So yeah. So any combination that you can do with this, you can also do with Battles Cosmo Battles 2. It's exactly the same thing. It's just it's a different equipment upgrade, but all the transformation, how it transforms is different, but it still transforms into the same modes with different accessories. The other way to think of it is that Battles 02 is an aero fighter, and Cosmos Battles 2, I'll just say Cosmos 2. I think it's going to be easier. Well, time will tell what I actually settle on. Cosmos Battle 02 is meant for Astro combat. Oh, this is really okay. That's why. Oh wow, those cannons are bigger than I thought. That's what she said. And it comes with not one but 2 brand new Dia-nauts. Are those fists? What are those? I think those are fists. So Cosmo Battles 2 has, like, why does this thing exist? Well, it exists because they can. Because the Aerofighter automatically means you can be able to fly it up in space. Well, there's a bit of a story behind it. Uh-oh, more magnets. Sigh. Yeah, they got more adhesive magnets, or magnet adhesives, I guess. Keep those away from the keyboard. What is wrong with you? Jesus, dude. Okay, so I'm going to put those over there. Stay put. So, the reason I got Cosmos Battle 02 is because, well, two things. One, I don't have the money. And two, I didn't find out about it until too late. It turns out there's two repaints. Well, actually, no, there's three repaints of Dia Battles V2. There's the original version. There's the Alpha Plus version, which I have, which is just tweaking, which is a tweak. And Alpha Plus version is basically, and I didn't know this when I originally unboxed it, but the Alpha Plus version is basically they changed the material of the horns. Of the little head antenna, they changed the material because previously it was PVC and the PVC was bending real badly, so they wanted to maintain it a little tighter, so they turned it into ABS, which was something that I was complaining about in my original unboxing, in case you didn't know. Because, like, I want to put my finger in here, but unfortunately, because they're ABS, they're hard plastic, you can't push down because then it'll actually break them. Oh, I wish they'd only made them at PVC. Well, it turns out the original version of the Dia Battles V2 did have PVC, and people complained because they were drooping. So they changed it to ABS for the Alpha Plus version. So the Alpha Plus is the upgraded version based upon feedback from the customer. That's what the Alpha Plus version is. But in addition to changing the horns, like they weren't just going to leave the horns alone, they removed die-cast metal. God damn it! I didn't know about this until after I had it in hand. Ironically, I still don't know where the die-cast metal was, and I'm not talking about the magnets either. I genuinely don't know where the die-cast metal would be. I don't know. But in place of die-cast metal, Jesus, they changed some paint and plastic colors. So ordinarily, for example, this area here, I know that the light makes it look blue, but ordinarily this kind of C-shaped area was painted gray, or was painted pale normal gray, but in the Alpha Plus version, which is what this is, it's a silver paint. It's the silvered version. I'm going to pull out the regular Battle 02. This connector point on the back here, which is just giving me trouble to no end, which ordinarily, clips onto there. Anyways, that was originally blue. They changed it to gray, or they kind of a light silvery gray. It's not painted. They changed the color of the plastic itself was changed. So there's a number of places, and also they just simply added more paint applications where there were not previously. So they changed a couple of materials, they changed some paint applications, but for the most part, this is pretty much identical to the original Dia Battles V2 release. It's just the Alpha Plus version fixes some quality control issues, apparently, because my complaints about it, which I just went over. So there's the Alpha Plus version, which is actually a quality control upgrade. Okay, then there was an actual repaint, which was called the I think it was called the Dia Battles V2 prototype. I think is what it was called. It's a metallic gray. The whole thing is white and silver and gray, and there's some orange bits here and there, and there's some blue bits in different places than what they did previously. This really sucks. I'm seeing this. Okay, here we go. Is this the prototype version? Dia Battles V2 prototype. Yeah. So that's what this is. This is Dia Battles V2 prototype. And again, the light is kind of... Let me see. I'm going to turn this off. See if that helps. So it won't be glaring. There you can see. There's the better coloring right there. Or maybe I could just insert a photo over here. That might save me a bit of trouble. Anyways, so that was the first official repaint. So it was the Dia Battles V2 prototype version. Prototype repaint. And again, it was just color for color swap, as far as I'm aware. It was not a material swap, although it may or may not be based on the Alpha Plus modified version, or quality control modified version. It may or may not. I don't know the timeline for when Alpha Plus came out versus prototype version came out. Prototype repaint came out. But they decided to take it one step farther. I don't know the thinking on this, but what Takara Tomy ultimately did is they took the prototype coloring version and they made a second version. It was called the Dia-Battles V2 Cosmo Maneuver Type. And it's basically an outer space version of the V2. Or I'm sorry, the Dia-Battles V2. So in addition to getting a brand new backpack and brand new weapons, you're keeping battles 1 and 3. You're keeping these, but these are repaints. Then the head is remolded. So instead of having a pair of eyes, it now has a visor. It now has a is it clear orange? Yeah, it has a clear orange visor instead of separate eyes. So it looks a little different, and you can actually see it on the front here like this. This is artwork, and it's very gorgeous artwork. I've never seen this before, so this is very nice. So that is the Cosmo. Was it Cosmo Maneuver Type? I think is what it's called. Yeah, yeah. This is the Cosmo Maneuver Type. So as far as I can tell, they just changed the eyes were changed. Maybe the mouth plate was also changed at the same time because it'd be molded as a single piece. Or yeah. So they changed the eyes, and then they created a brand new version of Battle 02, which is where this comes in. This is an astro or a space version of Battles 02. So that's what this is. So with all that said, the kit that I'm reviewing here is the standard Dia-Battles V2 colored version of Cosmos Battles. So I think it may or may not have been released before Cosmo Maneuver Type. I don't know. Again, I don't know the timeline on these. But you can see here, you can see Cosmo Battles 02. But the names are still the same. Although it has those long tom cannons or whatever they were from which was already included in the original Dia-Battles V2. I already went over that. So they've got a recolored version of those cannons. I don't know if they have the hammer magnums though. They do. Oh, that's what those are for. Okay, good. I knew I'd seen that somewhere. Okay, question answered. Okay, so see, did they include those? They didn't. Oh, I'm gonna have to pull up my my Alpha Plus box again. That's gonna change things. Okay, so let's see. I just got caught because I just got distracted. Something that I suspected for a while has just been confirmed. I didn't know how. I wasn't planning on it, so I've just become distracted. I'm sorry. Yeah. So when I said earlier that any combination that you can make with Battle 02, you can also make with Cosmo Battle 02. It's the exact same type of thing. It's just instead of wings, it has more rocket motors. Instead of swords, it has more cannons. That kind of thing. It's just exchanging one type of weapon for another and one type of mobility for another one. So that is what we are dealing with here. So there's that, and this looks really nice. Oh, I wonder if they have powered system set R and B types Cosmos Marines version. That's the version I wanted to get. Oh, it does. Powered system set type B type. That's the one I just went over. Wait, what was that? Oh, right, it's that one feature that I totally can't do because it's so tight. ARM unit. Oh, I see, okay. Scramble mode. I don't think I'm going to go through all of the different modes for this. I don't need to. I might go through a couple of them, I'm not entirely certain. Scramble mode, manual mode, Cosmo Tracer mode. So it's no longer Tracer Battles mode. It's now Cosmo Tracer Battles. Wait, why does it say Cosmo Tracer twice? Why would you show Cosmo Whoa! Okay. Um, what? Okay. What? Okay. They've got. Apparently, you can attach Cosmo Battles V2. No. It'd be Dia Battles V2 Cosmos Maneuver type with a regular Cosmos Battle or a regular Dia Battles V2. There's a way you can connect those together, apparently. I don't know why, but you do. And then there's glide mode. No, that's not glide mode. That's, oh, yes, it is. There's glide, and there's fortress, which is a strange one. You know, I might end up going through all these modes anyways. I might have spoken too soon. Alright, well, let's just get this out of the box for now. They're including 2 additional Dia-nauts in this kit, but I'm not going to pull them out. Yes, you are. Who are you kidding? Of course you're going to pull them out. It's interesting. The Cosmo Battles 2 is piloted by 2 Dia-nauts, but the regular Battles 02 is piloted by 1. It's piloted by 1. It's curious. So we've got 2 brand new repainted Dia-nauts. And again, they have the Don't You Dare. So we've got Cosmos Dia-naut 01, I'm guessing. And then Cosmos Dia-naut number 2. And all that it is a color reversal. That's it. Just red for white, white for red. That's it. So, but they are going to stay in the thing. And I've gone over the articulation twice now, so I don't need to do that again. But they are just going to sit there forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And what are those? I don't know what those are. Well, maybe if you look at the instructions, they've made a significantly larger cockpit too. They actually have it painted on the inside there. That's nice. You know, this light's killing me. Oh, that's why I was on the higher setting. That's why. Well, that's a very X-Wing fighter cockpit look. I'd be more inclined to put the pilots, or yeah, I'd be more inclined to put the Dia-nauts in there if I knew that this was going to snap shut, but it's not. It's held with friction only. So I'm inclined to just leave them out of it. The other thing is I'm not going to do a ton of comparisons between battles and Cosmo battles, but the cockpit has that silver framework on it, as opposed to the original one, which has none. I mean, the colors are the same. It's just, although I don't know how it is for the Cosmo maneuver type. You get a brand new set of arms. Brand new set of arms, which function exactly the same, just they look different. So they pose in exactly the same way. And rather than multiple barrels, you only get a single barrel. I wonder if something could stick in there. Oh, okay, cool. So you've got claws that you can use it that way. So yes, you have a cannon or engine mode, depending on how you look at it, or you have claws, or you can still flip it around and get a standard fist. So, and the articulation is identical. It's just a swivel, and that's it. I can hear you clicking over there. What are you doing? God, I've put so much time into this. Like, I want to be grinding for that new sky scale in that Sky Scale mount in Guild Wars 2. I want to be grinding for that, but I'm doing this right now. So, hey, I might be distracting myself from grinding a video game. Well, yeah. Oh, that's why it's moving around. Okay. Whoa. This looks completely different. It's also treated very differently. So, ordinarily with um, the regular Battle 02, it's a single piece and then the cockpit attaches, but this is something entirely different. Oh, I can't do that yet. Um, it also comes with a ooh, it also comes with a landing skid on the back to help out with that. So, yes. No, the upper thighs are different. Hmm, interesting. Yeah, I should take those swords off. I usually keep the swords off of them, so. And then you can still rotate the wings. Okay, that's good. Well, or lack of wings. So instead of wings, we now get these giant engine pods, which have a swivel joint on the inside, and you can attach stuff to the front there, which is good to hear. Actually, I'm glad that those are there. Boy, I loved these ribbed patterns on the side here, and there's one on either side. That looks great. And that vent, ooh, it's so sexy. I love that. That's great. Hmm. Is there a top or a bottom? No, there's not. It doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to slide this on here like this. I was kind of hoping that would snap in place, but it doesn't. Does that turn? No, it does not. Okay. I'm genuinely surprised that those don't snap into position. Those engine pods don't snap. They're only held with friction. That's genuine. I'm really surprised by that. Why would those even bother coming off? Why take them off? Why make them move? I don't know. Hmm. So the reason why I haven't attached the wings yet is because we've actually come to the good part right here. We have an additional set of giant fuck you cannons right here. I really need a better light or something, but again, that's prototype. That's experiment. So, giant pair of cannons, completely covered in silver paint, kind of a brass, light gold, and then there's red on either side. So that just looks really nice. It looks even more evil when you've got it in this lighting here. And these, you can see there's the track here, which the arms ordinarily slide across, but this time it's different. They actually engineered it, so whoa. Okay. I see the problem now. Okay. Well, I will insert it this way then. No, I will put it in this way because it'll emphasize it better. Or maybe I could take those engine pods off. Oh, maybe that's why these come off. So you can, excuse me, so you can swap them back and forth at will. Maybe that's why they did it. Okay. So, there's a track. Let's see. There's the track that slides here, but there's a new track that goes vertical, which you didn't have on the original die battles. So what you do is you go about halfway, and then you slide it upwards. So you insert it in about halfway, get in there, and then you slide upwards and reposition. Then you insert the arms and slide those all the way back. And then I'm going to reattach these. So there's actually 3 different pods, engine pods or whatever it is, you can slide around on the different tracks here. And then we'll attach the cockpit, which fits in exactly the same way. Oh, that actually fits much nicer. Oh, there does it. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a nice and solid snap right there. Yes, that's excellent. So here's my question. Do those get attached? Now might be a good time to pull out the instructions. Whew, running out of energy. I'm going to have to eat soon. Well, it's 4:20. Oh, hey, 4:20. So here is Cosmos Battles 02. It's a lot larger, it's a lot heavier, it's got a lot more DACA. It's also a lot more bulky. Not that any of the battles vehicles worried about that, but So yes. Oh, and then there's a little landing strut that you can pull down, which totally doesn't help in this mode. Why is that included? That is strange. Why would they? Well, you'll find out soon enough. Okay. But before I can move on to start combining things, there's something else you need to see. Oh, I forgot something. Also new to this kit. Well, the whole thing is new. Are these little red adapters? So it's these things. And you attach these to either side of the cockpit. They fit with friction and they do swivel. I'm under the impression those are optional. So that goes to there, that goes to there. Okay, alright. So, and it closed anyways. So we're going to remove these boosters. And we've got another accessory here. So we've got an adapter piece, which totally looks like a boom box from the 80s, except when you flip it around. And yes. And we're going to attach the boosters to this. Attach the cockpit here. Yes. Right? Yep, there we go. It's a nice solid snap. So we've got that. And then, oh, I buried that without thinking. As per the instructions, you can take a RAID container. Is it a RAID container? No, it's a RAID capsule. Wow, I already forgot what this is called. It's only been a half hour. So you take this, you remove the little adapter piece, and you plug it into the back. And this, what is this called? It does not have a name. This does not have a name. But this is the other reason why I got one of these, one of the powered suit, was it shield type? No, power. Gosh, I already forgot what these things are called. Breacher, breaker, but I totally don't remember what the B stands for. Anyways, yeah, that's the reason why I got the container. So, or that's the other reason I got the container, is so that I can make this thing. So that's this thing. Doesn't really have much use beyond this right here. Yeah, okay. Although I don't think you can put this adapter just anywhere you want to. Oh gosh, how do I get this apart? Hello. Oh, that's why. I was pulling in the wrong spot. Oh, that would have been a good place to point out that when they're attached, you can make the engine swivel. That's an option. While I'm in the area, right? Yeah. You can take the cannon barrels. Actually, I have an extra set, because I stuck them in the box because I was like, oh, I'm not gonna use them anymore. So you can take the 4 cannon barrels that are provided with your regular Dia battles, and you can plug it into the adapters like that. Actually, I'll point its position like that. So you can plug them into there, or you can plug them into. Is that true? Yes, it is true. You can plug them into the end of the cannon barrels. And by the way, there's 4 cannon barrels here. And then you've got 2 more cannon barrels here. So you've got 8 cannon barrels that you're having attached here. And you can extend them with these things. And then, yes, you can also attach. I'm not going to push it in all the way, but you can attach it there. So you can do that if you like. but I'm going to keep mine attached here. Gosh, those landing struts are so thin. Just they're worryingly thin. So that's what these things are. So these actually come in two shades. There's the red version you see here, or they give you a, come on, get out of there. Get out of there. Or they give you a silver version, which looks kind of gray because, there we go. So they also give you a silver version, or silverish gray version if you want to. So you can run either one that you want. That is Cosmos Battle 02 by itself. Now let's start combining. I put all my energy into, unfortunately I put all of my energy into this thing. I don't have anything left over for the larger thing. The very first thing they recommend is Dia-battles V2 Cosmos maneuver type, but I'm actually going to do that one last, just because all the back and forth. So we're going to start with this vehicle. And this is I want to say this is like Cosmo's bullet fighter, maybe, is what this is called. Oh, right. Pulling on the wrong area. Sorry. Yeah, they just call it bullet fighter, so hopefully I don't have to fight this one as much. No, that's not too bad. So this is the alternate bullet fighter. I might swap these out for the silver versions. Not sure. Only this time it carries 4 Dia-nauts instead of 3, because the original Battle 02 had one pilot seat. This one has 2. So this bullet fighter, and then I just put this away. Now you tell me I got to pull it out again? So apparently they gave me a really great idea, which I may actually take advantage of. On the back of the cockpit for 03, you can open this up, and ordinarily you'd have a Road Viper motorcycle sitting in here. But according to this, I can take this adapter piece that make the little vehicle I did a moment ago, and I can attach it here so it fills up that gap, and then close it up. So that's actually really convenient for storage. I may just do that because I mean the Road Viper's back in the box. I don't care. So I think I'm going to do it that way. Okay, arm units, that is for that, and then they talk about scramble mode. These are so similar to each other. I wonder if I should even bother. And I'm going to do, ordinarily it's called glide mode, so I'm going to do the equivalent of glide here. That snaps nicely. And I'm assuming it works around the same lines. There's nothing that says I can't, because it's got those additional hip and thigh connector points right there, the exact same ones. Does that bend? Oh, okay. I felt something move. I was like, that should not be moving. There we go. Okay, cool. Oh, why does it have that crap between its legs now? I don't get that. That's what she said. Okay, so since we're doing glide mode, or it's just glide. Ooh. Oh, I put these on backwards, that's why. There we go. But I just noticed that one of the shoulders has no ratchet on it, or it's incredibly lightweight. Listen to this. That's for the right arm. This is the left arm. You hear the difference? That's troubling. Well, it's a good thing these don't carry any weight, or I'd be concerned. And then because this is glide mode, wow, that looks ridiculous. They have the thinnest gap just above and below each wrist that allows your fingernail to get under there and lift up the forearm panels, unless you close them up. But the problem is it's so small and it's painted right there that you run the risk of scratching the paint. Okay, so the point is here's glide mode, or just glide. And then these cannons, you can point these any direction you like. So again, it has claws, and they're not two-finger claws. They're single-finger claws like this. So it's not a pair of fingers that are put together, but rather it's a single finger. Claws are like that. Do these turn side to side? No, they do not. Okay. The articulation is identical to the regular Dia-battle's arms. It's exactly the same. Same ways that is glide. You know, I just had an idea. This brand new powered suit B or Baker type. What is B? I don't remember. Oh, barrier. That's right. It's barrier type. They are specifically designed, and actually did it earlier with glide mode. And by the way, Dia-naut's not in there. The Dia-naut's in there. He is in the box. So, and there he will stay. But the reason I'm doing this is to show off that for glide mode, what do they call it? Interface mode. You can attach a powered suit in there if you so desire. Why would you paint that area? You're painting an area that we're going to be scratching up on a regular basis with our fingernails. Why would you do that? I know you want to maintain the aesthetic, that's all well and good, but just, why? Okay, unfortunately, Fortress mode is not going to be as impressive in this version, because they're kind of like the way the wings on the regular battles flip downwards, but you don't get that here. I mean, yeah, you have more cannon barrels, but it's kind of missing the point. Okay, I didn't have this much trouble with your brother. Come on. Get in there. Thank you. God. Couldn't get the little tabs from the legs. You know how those tabs, they cross feed into each other, whatever it is. Couldn't get them latched in. Ironically, the exact same problem happened when I was working the original Dia-battles. Coincidence? Maybe. Yeah, Fortress mode's not as impressive. It's not that big of a change. Wow, that's a lot of orange. Okay. Really? That's it? That's Fortress? No. No, that's not. No, the wings do not move. That's curious. I would have thought the wings would move on that. Something ain't right here. What's going on? How's this the exact same? Is it? Is this the same problem? Kind of. Okay. Anyways, here's Fortress mode. Or just Fortress. Which, I don't know if I would call it that. But, yeah, here's Fortress. Oh, my eyes are tired. What's going on? Why am I tired? It's only 4:45. So yeah, not as impressive, unfortunately, because the wings are not drooped down and actually covering up anything. I suppose it's like a Fortress in terms of like the amount of firepower it brings to the table, and that's all well and good, but you know, I wonder if I can droop these wings a little somehow. Okay, so recognize the difference between the two engine pods. I've got this one drooped downwards a little more. So it kind of lines things up a little better as opposed to this side where the pod is higher up and you've got kind of a gap right there. So I think I might there we go. I think I might do it that way. That works. It seems to work a little better. But there's some alignment issues here I'm a little uncertain about. And then I think I'll tip the cannons upwards a little bit. That works a little better. So that's fortress mode. You know, if I could tilt the wings straight down, or the wings are. Okay, so you can tilt that upwards. I have to play around with this a little more, kind of see which way I want the wings set up. But yeah, officially the wings are supposed to be stuck out to the sides like this. So there we go. Now we're talking. Screw the wings. There we go. That's a little better. Lines up everything, and you actually turn the wings vertical. So yes. Alright, I can live with that. Just because I'm in the area, I'm going to do Battles Trizer mode. Just because it's close enough to Fortress mode that like I don't have to finagle with it too much. I didn't know about that. I can actually do that real quick. Okay. It's a good thing I looked over there. I would have skipped past a mode that they didn't have previously. Yeah, they didn't have that previously. Oh. That's interesting. Yep, that's just as hard as the regular one. Get in there. Wow, yeah, that's still hard to get in there. Okay, so if that's the case, then why did... Oh, it's not even in the instructions. They're playing it up as they're playing this up as a variation of the bullet fighter, so it doesn't have an actual name. Oh, cool. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a picture of it, online or whatever it is, but there's something here. The bullet fighter is pictured, okay? And then there's something here, it's just called Battles 01, which means it's connected with Battles 1. Well, here's the interesting part. Here it is. And this is not in the instructions. I just looked, it's not in the instructions. I suppose you wouldn't be able to do this ordinarily with Battles 0, the usual Battles 02. Let's see how to flip those around, and give me a second here. Oh no, those are supposed to... Well, how did... Wait, I need to look at the box here. This is a mode that's not in the instructions, so I need to look at... Where are the landing skids? Are they out to the side? Because those are there, those are there, those are there. I guess the landing skids are just out to the side. That's interesting. It's different. So whatever this mode is called, I don't know. There's no, I mean, it's not in the instructions, and there's no proper name for it there. Whatever this mode is called, you can take the... Let's see. Okay, you remember these things I was talking about earlier? You can attach them to the barrels. Well, you're supposed to do that with all four. All four of these attach here, which leaves that completely unhinged. Where do those go then? So those go there, and those go there. So where does that go? I don't know. Maybe they just fold away. Wouldn't be the first time, but that is curious. Don't press on that. Please don't press on that. Gosh, it's hard to see. What happened to the landing skids? Do they sit off to the side? I think they just sit off to the side. Huh. Or maybe you fold them backwards, or... I don't know. I guess it's one of those things you just kind of do whatever you like. Maybe. I don't know. I was complaining earlier about how those are... Okay, and then you take these, which I haven't removed in over a month, but fortunately they came out very easily. This alternate mode, which again I don't know what it's called, you're using all of the cannon barrels provided, all the swappable cannon barrels from Dia-Battles V2, using all of them up. But since I don't have all of them within reach and it would be a bit of a hassle, I'm not going to do it. So you just have to take my word on this. Okay. So you've got the hammer magnums here. I think these are hammer magnums. I think that's what they're called. I don't remember. So you've got basically the pistol barrels. You've got those here. You've got the standard pew lasers up here and down here. And again, you would have all four of them, but since I don't have all four right now, I'm just going to have the two. And then you would use those artillery cannons, the really long artillery cannons, and you would have those attached to the shoulder mounting points. And they would stick out to about here. But since those are sitting in the box, I'm not going to bother right now. So, this is its own mode. That's not bad. Just a neat little space fighter jet thing. Do those move? No, they do not. Yeah, now I gotta take the time to put all these back. You know, just because they're moving around so much, I think I'm gonna leave them off for now. Or at least not until I get to the final analysis, I suppose. Oh wait, what am I doing? I can take these off. Makes my job easier. And all of that because I was casually looking over to see what they were doing for Battles Trizer mode. I looked over and like, oh, that's a completely different mode that I've never seen before. I was only one step away from completing this. I looked over and I'm like, wait, what is that? Oh, here's the test, putting Cosmos Battle 2 and Battles 1 together. How well are they going to go together and come apart? Oops. Okay, I need a place to push. I shouldn't have done this like this. Oh, that went in very easily. Wow. How different is that? That was one of the biggest things I complained about with Dia-Battles V2, is how to get Battles 1 and 2 together and apart. But Cosmos Battles 2 just went together so smoothly. I didn't even have to think about it. Yay. And those are there. Okay. So here is Battles Trizer mode. Cosmo maneuver type. How far ahead are those engines? Let's see. Are they all the way forward? They are all the way forward. Okay, so actually I need to push the arms forward all the way. I'm not going to go to scramble mode because all the scramble mode is you just take the legs and fold them back and that's it. So I don't care. Okay. That's Battles Trizer mode. By the way, this is your all-in-one. So like every single piece is attached at this point. You have no accessories lying around. That's what this is. Oh, I want to get it into manual mode. Yeah, screw scramble mode. I want to get into the manual mode. Okay, how hard is this? Well, that wasn't too bad. Although there is a little chip right there. I wonder where that came from. I wonder if that was me or the factory. Maybe that's the reason I have so much difficulty getting things in here. As soon as he said it. I wanted to put it back in just to see how difficult it really, really is. That's what she said. Okay, so that's a pain in the ass, but that's really easy. Oh well. What am I going for? Manual mode? Yeah, what is manual? Those are back, those are back, so I have to do that. Okay. God. Okay, this was not a problem previously. There we go. Getting these to tab in and pull out was not a difficult thing with regular battles, so. Oh my god, did I actually scrape some plastic off? What the fuck? I hope not. That would piss me off. No, don't start sweating. Please don't. I don't need that right now. Fortunately, the legs are a lot easier to separate on this version. Ooh. Hip joint on that one's real loose. I might have to tighten that a little. And slide that forward, right? So I just accidentally pressed down on the transformation button, which is right there, that extends the head and pushes the cockpit in. But I think because it was still like this, the cockpit didn't slide backwards, so the head didn't pop out. So chalk that one out to luck. So yes, even a month later, I still have trouble with that. Almost pushed it again. Don't push that. Stop it. On the other hand, don't put it in a place where I can easily push down on that either. Just saying. So just as a reminder, I'm deliberately skipping over scramble mode just because I don't care. Scramble mode is just Dia-Battles V2 just laid out. It's the robot mode with the head pushed down and the legs folded back. That's kind of it, so I'm not even going to bother. If I didn't like what Dia-Battles brought to the table, Dia-Battles V2 brought to the table, I would not have gotten Cosmos Battle 2. I wouldn't have done it. If it was that bloody frustrating, I wouldn't have bothered. Okay. And here we have manual mode. Which is just a gear walk. That's pretty much all that it is. It's just a gear walk. And I still haven't used this landing gear strut right here. What is that for? It's time for me to pull out the instructions. What is that? What's that landing gear strut for? Because it's specifically for Cosmo Battles 2, Cosmo Battles 2, but they haven't used it yet. That reminds me, the four magnetic strips. The first one you're going to place on the back, right there. So that's where one of the little magnetic strips is going to go, right there behind the cockpit. Oh, cool. Huh. Okay. Maybe I did know that and I didn't remember. But I'm still looking right now for the use of that new. They don't use it there, so it's not used in Scramble. Obviously, you wouldn't use it in manual mode. Maybe it's used in maybe it's used in Cosmos Trizer mode. Oh, I called it Battles Trizer. I guess it would be Cosmos Trizer. Huh. There it is. There's the landing gear. Her strut. Why would they use it? I'm not going to use that. So it's used for Cosmo Trizer mode. Why? Is it supposed to lock things in place? Why on earth do they have this landing gear on here? That makes no sense. Oh, okay. You remember earlier I was talking about how it says you can take a Trizer battle mode, and you can take a Cosmo Trizer, and you can attach the two together. That landing strut allows the Oh, I see it now. Okay. What a peculiar choice. Oh, yeah, okay, so manual mode. Now I'm tempted to do that just to see what it does. I'm gonna fiddle with this for a moment. Give me a moment here. Okay, so I've got to put the legs back together like this. but I'm not going to be using the... I think I know what they're trying to do. I think I understand what... Well, like, the thing is, like, I would never have pictured something like this. I don't know why they even introduced this. Right, yeah. Okay, so... Hang on, let me... So this is half-assed Cosmos Trizer mode. That's what I'm going to call this. There. Alright, so... For this alternate version of Cosmo Trizer, where you've got two Dia-battles V2. You've got two of these, okay? So I only have one. You would have to get a second one in order for this to work, okay? So in the case where you have two of them, ordinarily you would take advantage of these additional set of hip joints, the hip thigh joints. Ordinarily you would take advantage of these, but for this alternate mode, you don't. They're just going to sit there. You're going to have the front of battles 3, the connection point for the thighs. You're going to put those. You're going to keep those down. You're not going to be using them. However, the holes here and here, you are going to be using those. And you also have to make certain the legs are tied together. Make certain those tabs are extended and they're connected together. Okay. So what they're saying here is they want you to tab this back in and scratch up that blue plastic even more, just saying. And again, you would not be able to do this with the regular Dia-battles. You would have to have the Cosmo Battle 02 in order to do this. Okay. So right now, the legs, or battles 3, is just pegged in here. If you have it, you know, it's pegged in right here on either side, just like you would. But you'll notice I haven't used these yet, and I haven't used these yet. Okay? So, what this landing strut does, so you're going to pull the landing strut, and you can see it right there. You're going to pull this around, and then you're going to take that alternate hip assembly, you're going to slide it forward without pressing anything along the way. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to slide forward all the way, and then those two, when it comes to the, was it the legs? You know, you've got those two tabs. You fold up, and then you connect the two together. You're going to latch that extended landing strut. You're going to latch that around. It's more or less the same as this. Attaching this to the legs, you hook these around those two connecting pins or whatever it is. It's exactly the same thing. The only difference is you're only hooking it from one side. And so I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show this, but you can see here the landing strut is extended. The Cosmos Battles 2 strut is extended, and it is now latched onto right there. That gold strip right there. Or I'm sorry, that silver strip right there. So it's latched onto the two perpendicular tabs that go between the legs. Yeah, you take a regular Dia-battles V2. You remove the nose. So you would take the nose off of the regular Dia-battles V2 in Battles Trizer mode. And the hips, which I don't have fully extended here, the two hips, or the two thighs are going to be pointed forward, and you're going to click them into here. So that is why that landing strut is there. And again, this is not something you can do with a regular Battles 2, Battles Vehicle 2. You can't do it. You have to do it. The only way you can accomplish this is with a Cosmo Battles V2. So then you can take two. You can take a Cosmo Trizer and a Battles Trizer, and you can click them together like that. Huh. That was an interesting endeavor. Yeah, it says you want to spread those apart. I'm not going to do that. Huh. Well, that's something I never have to worry about. So, in other words, I'm just going to fold this thing away and never worry about it ever again because it's not. I mean, I'm never ever going to have two of these things. So, presumably, you're going to have a Cosmo maneuver. You're going to have. Oh, this is a mouthful. You're going to have a Dia Battles V2 Cosmo maneuver type, which is the silver, gray, white, and orange and dark blue repaint of this. And then you're going to have a regular Dia Battles V2. And you're going to have one directly connected into the other. So that's what they're trying to get you to do here. So presumably the space version, the Cosmo version, is going to be towing the atmospheric version. That's the whole point. That's the whole point of this accessory vehicle is that it operates in space, but the regular one operates in the air. That's the difference. Whew, that was interesting. Okay. Let's get this unhooked, untapped, unpegged, and get it into actual Dia Battles V2 mode. Okay, so I had the recording turned off for most of this. Don't really need to see it. So that goes down. Snap. Yes, yes. So unlike the regular Dia Battles V2, you will want to. Oops, let's see. You will want to angle these down. Oops, and that's kind of distorted the view. I'll try that again. Tilt this up. So you see how that is at an angle, and that's at an angle. That's what you want to achieve. Basically, you're bringing the boosters a little further forward. Although the fact that they rotate, I'm not entirely certain why those have the ability to rotate. Just to say they can, I don't know. It's been kind of getting in my way, but I can live with it. So whatever. And then again, I'm keeping the pistols off. I'm keeping those off. There's a reason for this. And then, unless I miss my guess, here's the big reveal. And that's all it's going to give me. It only rose up about halfway all by itself. I actually have to encourage it. See, I had to push it up almost halfway. So the gimmick, I don't know if that's a quality control thing. Maybe it's just the fact that I had the very last one from from the store. I don't know. It was not pre-owned. I mean, I got it fresh from the factory is how I got it. So, but anyways, here is here is Dia Battles V2 Cosmo maneuver type. Well, no, I guess this wouldn't be Cosmo maneuver type because Cosmo maneuver type is the repaint. So, is this off center? Has this been drifting? I don't know. It's weird. Okay, so anyways, this is maybe it's instead of Dia Battle V2, it'd be like Cosmo Battle V2. Maybe that's what this is called. I don't know. So you've got these massive silver over-the-shoulder cans, which look very smooth and streamlined compared to the rest of it, I should point out, even compared to the engine pods here. And then you've got the same level of articulation. Oh yeah, that's something I haven't gone over yet. The regular version had Battle 02 had what's it called? Had panels on the sides that would fold out. Well, this does the same thing, but just not in quite the same way. So you can still get the arms all the way out to 90 degrees, which is still very nice. It's this panel here that's different. So that's pretty neat. I like that. So it covers up that gap all the time, which is really nice. Although I guess you could leave it up all the time if you want to. Just leave the joint exposed. You could do that if you want to, but up to you. However, there is one thing they pointed out in the instructions here which surprised me. How's the balance on this? Yeah, it balances. Oh, that'd be the other reason why the engine pods are shifted forwards a little bit. It's probably to help with the center of mass, center of gravity. That's probably why those are tilted like that. Okay. That being said, you still have to be careful because it is more back heavy than the original one was. So speaking of the original, um, you've got these swords, which I totally don't remember what they're called. And the swords are attached to the backpack via some Y clips, which are removable, obviously, but I never removed them until just now. So I'm now going to destroy my fingers as I attempt to not drop them. So you actually want to use some pieces off of this, which I didn't know. I thought it was like completely self-contained, but no, it actually do want to almost. Don't drop that shit, please. Actually, I'm gonna fold the wings up just like it was in the commercial. Create some additional storage for myself. And you're going to attach these Y clips. You're going to attach these rather than to the backpack, which I don't see anywhere that you could, but rather you're going to attach them to the outside of the shoulders. That's where they want you to put them, which is where I might actually leave them. I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say if you would want to. Who stores the swords on the outside of the arms? You know, like the back of the arms or above the arms, okay, but not the sides of the arms? It's kind of a strange place. Daggers, I can understand. Whatever. But swords? So I guess that means you get to keep your melee mode when you're in space. So they don't use beam sabers, or just kind of, whatchamacallit, they don't just, punch and kick and wrestle or whatever in space, but you actually have access to a pair of swords in space. You can see the swords are now attached to the side of the arms. So, okay, all right. I will say this is a little more solid to be able to hang on to this, just because the backpack's a little more wieldy back here. It's not as thin and flimsy. Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's not as thin. The wings, well, the whatever those are nowhere near as thin. So that's not something I have to worry about. So this is probably based off of feedback from how thin those are. I don't know if any of the original Battles 02. I don't know if any of these broke. This was just something that concerned me, So I don't know if maybe they changed it over time or something like that. I don't know. But the point is, I actually feel comfortable hanging on to the backpack and putting force, or hanging on when I'm attempting to do something. I feel comfortable hanging on to Cosmo 02 more than I did Battles 02. So I do feel better about that. And for my own sanity, I'm going to remove these swords. Weren't they called crash calibers? Isn't that what the swords were called? I don't know. It's a funky name. I'm probably going to put them back on Battles 2. I'm not going to. So yay. But wait, there's more. We also have the updated Cosmo Bullet Fighter, or just Bullet Fighter. I don't think it's called Cosmo Bullet Fighter, but that's just what I'm going to call it. So you've got this. There he goes. Yeah, I told you it was back heavy. Just got to be careful. I bumped it. It didn't fall over on its own. I bumped it. So anyways, here's the original, or here's the updated Cosmo version of the Bullet Fighter. But wait, there's more. Didn't I say that already? You're going to remove these adapters. And keep in mind, you've got two different versions that I mentioned earlier. You've got these red versions, and then you've got silver versions. But I'm not going to pull out the silver versions again. But what you can do, you can take any of the cannon barrels, and you can use these new adapters, which you didn't have previously. Attach them like that. And then here's the cool part. I knew that these had been used as pistols. I kept calling them pistols because I've seen it used as pistols. But when I got Dia Battles V2, it didn't make any sense. Well, it turns out is you use these adapters, and you can plug, using these adapters, you can finally get a pair of pistols. Which, it drove me crazy. Like, I'd seen it wielding pistols before, but I didn't know where. But I guess in this, this time around, they actually did that. And you can do it with these regular cannon barrels, which are still in the way, which are still really annoying. Although with Cosmo Battles 2, you don't have to worry about that as much anymore. So it's not as much of an issue because you can hang on to the backpack. Anyways, you can attach these regular cannon barrels. You can attach the pistol versions, or you can get the longer ones and get kind of a longer barreled pistol, long barrel pistol. I guess I don't know what that would be called. So yeah, you can actually get two pistols for this thing. That's nice. I like that. And by the way, if you so desire, you can turn these and have them point forward if you wish. The default is to have them upwards, but you can turn them sideways if you. Whoa, don't have. Hello. Huh. What? You can have those hook on, or you can have those flip around as you wish. And of course, you can point these cannons in pretty much any direction you want to. Kind of. Oh, there it goes. Kind of when you get to this point, do you even really need the common cannon barrels anymore? Not really. But on the other hand, they do make for some nice backup. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, my ancestors used to be able to do this with no trouble whatsoever. What's wrong with me? My distant ancestors. These pistol grips, or these new pistol grips, are not very solid. And the wrist on the left wrist really likes to twist around, so it makes it difficult to secure it. Although considering these are very peculiar ball joints for the wrist, like I don't know why they made them ball joints. It's not like you can even take advantage of that. Like you can't make the hands do this, and you can't make them do this. So why even bother making them ball joints? I don't understand. And again, now I'm using the red ones, but you've got silver ones, so it would blend in a little better. So, yay. I might get the extra cannon barrels back out of the original box and put them in here, or use them on the silver version just to say I'm using them. Because I like those pistols. I'm glad it's got those. And you can attach it to the nose of the Cosmo Battles 2, whenever you like. So that's a good thing. But wait, there's more. So I kind of forgot previously, just because I was so impressed with Big Power GV-IMS. I actually forgot that there was an additional feature with the way the arms are sliding along tracks and things like that. Well, when I did that initial unboxing, boy, am I really close all of a sudden? Okay. It turns out there's an additional sliding feature that's built into that's built into Battle 01. I'm actually going to move the arms out of the way here because it's really, really difficult to get to. Well, it's not difficult to get to, it's just difficult to actually trigger it. You see how this C shape here, whatever it is? Well, it turns out that I don't like the way they did this. I wish they'd hooked this in a different way. Come on. Almost got it. There we go. So it turns out that C shape, you can actually take that, you can actually move that up, and that what ends up happening, let's see, it's stuck on the track. There we go. And so what ends up happening is you can actually remove the arm, which you can't do with Big Power GV. Any version of Big Power GV, you can't do that. Once the arm is in there, it stays in there until you shift from. But I just don't like where that tab is located. The tab should be located on the upper level, not the lower. I don't like that. And then you can just put this down again. My problem is that they have that tab on the wrong side, because you want to lift up from underneath. but it won't let you do that. So what you end up doing is sticking your finger in there, fingernail in there, which is very much what you don't want to do. The head fall off again. I wish the head would stay on there, but I don't know why it doesn't. That's frustrating. I can't even like push down and make certain it's in. It's just it's always popping off, and there's nothing I can do about it. Anyways, so I'll do it again. You can see the track right here, the track of gray. And this is moved up out of the way. And you just slide. You just oh, it's caught there. Okay, that's what. Yeah, which is going to happen. It's caught in the transition between battles 1 and Cosmo battle 2. It's caught right there. Come on, get out of there. Okay, you're making a mockery of me. Come on. You know, it's great. I already showed you on the one side. I'm not going to show it again. You're just making this hard, aren't you? Just making it hard for no reason whatsoever. Well, gosh, why would they give you the ability to take the arms off? By the way, you don't have to remove those. You can actually take the arms off beforehand. Well, the reason they did that is because what they want you to do is they want you to fold these up. Oh, this is awkward. Yep, this is awkward. So they want you to fold the cannons back, or fold the engine pods back, and then here's the cool part. Remember those tracks from like an hour ago or whenever it was? I had to slide them back, and then you slide them upwards. You could see this T-shaped track right there. Well, you slide it down, and then you slide it forward. You slide it down, and nope, get it all the way down. There we go. And then all the way forward. Correct. And then like that. And then you open up, and I already knew I could do this, so you open up this panel on the bottom here, and lo and behold, there's another little hand right there. So these giant cannons actually form an additional set of arms. Although I think I like the idea of having the massive pair of towers. Like the SCF-1 Macross, just having a pair of towers hanging over the top. That pleases me a bit. But, you know, officially the mode is, oh, okay, all right. And then you take the engine pods and put them back down to, put them back down to where they were previously. I'm running out of energy, and it's 5:52. Been at this for 3 hours. Unfortunately, because of the size of these things and that there's no place you can actually grab on effectively, it makes things go longer. How does that work? Oh, neat. Oh, that's why it does that. Oh, god damn, that is neat. The arms can actually splay to the sides about 45 degrees. Oh, that is neat. That is neat. So he has a massive pair of cannon barrels coming out of his shoulders. Not the top of his shoulders, not over his shoulders, but from his shoulders. Tallgeese, eat your heart out. And then, of course, you can have it carry pistols and all those things. Now, admittedly, I kind of wish that these cannons, these over-the-shoulders, these shoulder cannons, I don't know, it's weird. I wish that these cannons had been painted red or blue like everything else here, because if you look at the Cosmo maneuver type repaint, it's basically colored like this. So it looks kind of strange on Die Battles V2, but if you were to get the Cosmo maneuver type repaint, I think these colors would blend in a little bit better. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, giant silver over the shoulder cannons, I got no problem with that whatsoever. It's just in this particular case, it is a little bit of an issue. There's a bit of give on that wrist. What's going on? And does the wrist turn side to side? No, it does not, but that's okay. And you've got a bicep swivel, which I'm totally covering up. You've got a bicep swivel and double elbow? Double elbow? Maybe? Nope, just a single elbow. That is acceptable because that way you can have the arm in parallel with the cannon, which pleases me greatly. I'll be honest, when I first saw, let's see, how long has this been going? 8 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes. When I first saw Dia-Battles V2, I was like, yeah, okay, the colors and whatever. But then, when I saw that second trailer that had uh, Dia-Battles and Big Power GV featured in it, and I have the link, I'll have the link below. They have this. When the music picks up, they do the underwater sequence with powered 03 and a couple of powered suits or power suits, whatever it is. Right after that, they do the space battle thing, and you get to see both repaints of the Dia-Battles V2 there. You get to see both the Dia-Battles V2 prototype coloring, and you get to see the Cosmos version where you actually see the arms getting flipped around. And you're like, I couldn't understand why it is that one of the arms actually fell off of it. Well, the reason the arm fell off is because it was making room for these things. So that's why the arms fell off. Although, oddly, they were not using the pistols. So yeah, ideally, I would like to have gotten the Cosmos maneuver repaint. I would like to have gotten that version first and primarily instead of the was it the Alpha Plus repaint. It's like, okay, I can live with the red and the blue. It's got like, and I slipped on it a couple of times. It's appropriately Optimus Prime ish, so that doesn't really that doesn't bother me too harshly. So like, okay, I can live with the colors. The problem is that the Cosmo maneuver type costs about $100 more. So like, Big Power GV IMS was what, $298, I think, but it tacked on an extra $50, not just for the repaint, but it tacked it on for the hands. So you kind of need to do that. But the Cosmo Battle version, by the way, I don't know if this is sold as a single set. I don't think it is. I think you always have to buy Cosmos 02 by its or Cosmo Battle 02 by itself. I was just late to the party. I mean, because Dia-Battles V2 had been out for about a year and a half, 2 years by the time I found out about it, and it was really and it was really expensive. I couldn't afford it. But I went for Big Power GV first, and I was really pleased with it. Big Power GV IMS, and then I got this. So, ideally, I would rather have gotten this as the Cosmo Maneuver repaint, but I'm okay with this happening. And I'm going to turn this off because that has been in my face the entire time, and not one of you has complained about it yet. I'm going to have to find some way to diffuse those 6 LEDs. Oh, that's painful stuff. So yes. Dia-Battles V2. Oh, I need dinner. Blech. And then, I got this at the same time. So, a nice little evened out $200 package. Cosmo Battle 2 was $149, and then this was $49.99, $49.95, something to that effect. So, it was about $200 that I spent last week. So, it shipped on, I think it shipped on Thursday of last week, and it got to me today. So, yay! And then for some random reason, I've got an extra pair of hands, or extra pair of arms, so why not? Oh, I just realized, I don't know how practical it would be, that is to say it wouldn't be, but I just realized if you could put those Y clips, which I've already taken off and put back on the regular Battle 02, if you could do that, I just realized, yes, you can plug the pistol grip into the side there. So you can actually have cannon barrels sticking out the side. And since they're so low profile, they won't get in the way. Okay. Don't say that in the instructions, do they? By the way, I should point out that this is called ARM mode. Like armament with arms. It's called ARM. Or no, I'm sorry, it's called ARM unit. That's what that's called. Oh, I'm tired. I'm tired. Ugh. I didn't sleep well, and I've been doing those bloody sky scale collections, and they're all time gated, which is frustrating. So, ugh. Cosmo battles by itself. Well, it doesn't really do much by itself. I mean, you just got the two vehicles, but when you combine it, it adds a nice. I mean, this is a hell of a remold. Well, no, it's not a remold. It's an additional. It's an additional thing. Oh, I wonder if you could stick the. Oh, dude, I could totally. I don't want to say Asura. Um, is it Merilith? Merilith? That Indian, not Native American, but like Asian Indian, um, multi-armed character. I can't think of what it's called. I could totally do that with one of these. Just because I've got the track space, which is totally covered. I've got the track, and I've got an extra set of arms. I could do that. Okay, so next up on the list is Battle Buffalo Mark IV, or is it Mark VI? I think it's Mark IV. Eventually, I'm going to get one of those. Yes, I am aware of the lunar repaint, which had just recently come out. I haven't seen it in detail yet. It's just a repaint, as far as I'm aware. They don't. It's just a straight repaint. It's not a mod like Big Power GV IMS had the hand mod, or like this does with the whole vehicle replacement. So definitely, Battle Buffalo is now in my sights. Um, and I would like to get a couple of War Rooters, and I'd like to get at least two. I'd like to get two of them. And then I've got this, or I'd like to get maybe one more powered suit. I would like to get one more. All right, exit. And so with that, this is AV Unit 4A saying thank you for tuning in.